Hi there mates, let's talk about the state of FSD or full self-driving and EAP or enhanced autopilot here in Australia in Jan of 2024. This is squarely aimed at those who are on the fence with regards to buying a Tesla and those who have decided to buy a Tesla but are not sure if they want to buy the FSD or EAP package. This is going to be a non-FUD, non-rant PSA video for all those out there so that you can make an informed choice. Do watch this video in its entirety because this may help you save 10,000 Aussie dollars. Without further ado, let's do this. Right, let's split this video into a few parts. There'll be chapters for each of these parts, both on YouTube as well as on X or on Twitter. And you can skip to the parts that you want to watch or most interested in, but there'll be lots of anecdotes and tidbits in each of these parts. So I'm going to ask you to watch this in its entirety. If it's possible, you can actually watch this in 2x speed too. Both platforms support that. Now, while you're at it, a sub to the channel or a follow will be amazing. Now, you're going to ask me the question, why should I follow you at all or why should I listen to you at all? Well, if you're new here, my name is Nash and I live in Wollongong, New South Wales, Australia. And I've owned a Tesla from 2018. And I do have FSD package on these cars as well. In addition to that, I do a lot of DIY upgrade videos for your Tesla Model 3, Y, X and S. And I also do software upgrade videos. And I do a lot of non-Tesla EV reviews and walkarounds too. Now, why am I talking to you about this? Is because I've owned a Tesla with FSD package from 2018 when the FSD package was 5,500 Australian dollars. And then I bought one in 6 months later in 2018 as well, or early 2019 when the package was 8,500 Australian dollars, and now the FSD package stays at 10,000 Australian dollars. Now, many of you have probably watched all the US influencers who have done FSD beta reviews or beta videos, and you're probably thinking that you're going to get that in your cars here in Australia as soon as you buy the FSD package. Well, you're wrong. That is not going to happen. Now, if you really want to watch how the FSD beta works, I have an FSD beta video in my channel as well. 3 videos for that matter. I went all the way to the US, hired a car, experienced FSD beta by myself, and it is amazing. But is it spot on? Is it really error-free? Well, not really. It does make a few mistakes, and I've pointed that in those videos as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video too, so you can watch that. So that is why I'm putting all this out so that you can make an informed decision whether this one is something that you like. Right, in this part of the video, we're going to go into the Aussie Tesla website and see what the language is with regards to the FSD package here in Australia as of Jan 2024. Now, we're going to show you the most important difference between buying a Model Y and the Model 3. And the important reason being, if you buy the refreshed or new Model 3, it does not have ultrasonics, whereas the Y still has the ultrasonic sensors. And I'm going to show you the difference. And that is why we're going to go to the Y first and then look at the 3 in just a bit, because that is a key difference that you need to know. Let's go all the way down to the full self-driving package. And before that, we'll do the enhanced autopilot, which is $5,100. You get navigate on autopilot. You get auto lane change, auto park, summon and smart summon. In the full self-driving package, which is about $5,000 extra, you get all of these, plus you get the traffic light stop sign control, and it says upcoming auto steer on city streets. So this upcoming has been upcoming for a fair while now. In my case, since 2018, and I know some people who are waiting from 2016 for this auto steer to come, and it's not come yet. Now, is this enhanced autopilot enough and does it warrant the $5,100? That is for you to decide. So that is why I have the next chapter of this video, which has a full demo of all these features. Now, let me go back a little bit to the Model 3. Now, don't forget what you saw with the Model Y. Let's go to the Model 3 and look at order. And let's go to that FSD package and the EAP package down there. And here you will notice that the enhanced autopilot package, although it is the same $5,100, it only has navigate on autopilot and auto lane change, whereas upcoming is auto park, summon and smart summon. So none of these features will work either for the $5,100 that you'll pay now, whereas the FSD package, which is $10,100, will get all functionalities of navigate on autopilot, which does not have three main functionalities anyways, and the traffic light stop sign control. So is this something that you're willing to forego for the time being? I'm not sure if that is something that you want to do, but again, you be you, you do you. I want to quote just one thing. MKBHD, or Marcus Brownlee, a super awesome tech YouTuber, if you've not watched him before, he said in one of his videos, do not buy a product based on promise of a future feature. So you do you. So that is the most important basic difference between enhanced autopilot on a Model 3 Highlad version and a Model Y. In the next part of this video, I'm showing you all of that in action. Let's do this. Right, now let's see what we get with the full self-driving package and autopilot here in Australia at this time. Now this also encompasses the enhanced autopilot as I showed you in the previous part of this video. So we're going to engage autopilot right now. When I double tap on the stock, it'll turn blue here. The autopilot symbol will turn blue, and the car will now recognize the speed, and it'll keep lane brilliantly. You see the curve of the road. I am being very careful. There's no car behind me. The car in front of me is a little further away. You can see the steering wheel turning as well. So all that it does absolutely brilliantly. But it went a little close to that side curve there, but not too bad. It's still good. But when you come to an intersection like so, there's a line here, so you will have to give a little bit of push on the accelerator or press here for it to go forward. Now, it will not take this right turn here. You will have to manually turn that. So even though my car does have full self-driving package, it will not take that right turn. Now let's double tap. But again, here, these are the places where autopilot absolutely shines. Now this autopilot is included in all your Teslas, the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, without the enhanced autopilot package or the FSD or full self-driving package. You see this, where it keeps lane, it knows the distance between the car in front of it. All that is absolutely brilliant. And I must say, it is bar none. I have tested a fair number of cars. Keeping lane is such a huge hassle in many of the cars, even the ultra luxury ones, which are at least twice the cost of a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. That is a problem. It does feel a little shaky, but here it is super firm. You can actually feel the surety in your steering wheel too. Now you can see there's a curve here. You can see there is a little bit of less visibility there, but even so, it keeps lane brilliantly. I'm being very, very careful, ready to take over at any time. But in these instances, autopilot simply shines. Of course, they seem to think, oh, autopilot will just let you go to sleep. No, absolutely not. At this time, you need to give a little bit of a shake every minute or so, where it will bring up that blue flashing light. That is an autopilot warning. Now, there is a camera here too, as you all know, and that will always keep watching for driver awareness. So if I'm averting my eyes somewhere else, or looking at a video down here or something like that, it will tell me that driver attention is lost, and it asks me to keep the hand on the steering wheel. Now let's see. There's no car in front of me, no car behind me, so maybe not here. Okay, I'll test this in just a bit and show you what happens. So when I remove my eyes and look somewhere else, in a few seconds you'll see there is a flash of warning coming up, saying that the driver is not attentive. Perhaps not the best place to test this. Anyway, so but you'll get that. The cameras do keep watching you. The awareness of your road as well. Now see, this is a tight curve, and it took reasonably well, but it did shoot over that spot. If you go back and look at it, you'll know that it slightly overshot the blue lines. The blue lines are the lanes that the car recognizes. It has to be a marked lane. If it's an unmarked lane, Tesla does not do very well keeping lane at that instance. If there's a small break in the road like this, where the railway track crosses, that is okay. But if it is a long stretch of an unmarked road, the car will not recognize the lane, it will not keep the lane, it will actually want to go to the center of the road, which is quite dangerous. So that is where we stand with autopilot at this time in our Teslas. That is something that you have to be aware of. Now we'll see the lane marking is not very robust. It's a new road. The lane is not completely marked, but even so, because there was lane marking before, the car can reasonably differentiate this. There should be a cyclist path here, but the car will want to keep to the center of this road, where it'll choose the larger line to be the actual lane marking. It will not give any space for any cyclists who will want to go on the side path there, on a cyclist path there. Now here you see that became smaller because the roads also become smaller and there is faint lines that are seen. The car is amazing in recognizing even the faintest of lines, but it does not recognize unmarked roads if there are no lines at all for a stretch. Now again here I need to take the left lane, but it wouldn't take the left lane, it will want to be here. So I'll have to manually take over and turn to the left by myself. The car wouldn't do it at this time. So let's do that and change lanes. There are cars behind me, so I don't want to take too much advantage of the goodness of people behind me. 80 kilometers road, it'll keep it to 80. So all that is great, particularly now we are coming out of our holiday season for our Australia Day, the long weekend, where we had double demerit points. This will definitely help you keep the speed, because it'll recognize the speed and reduce and increase the speed based on your speed. Now, with FSD, you get this thing. You get the traffic light recognition. So you'll see there is green light on that side, there's green light here, there is a red light over here, which is the one which is turning to the left, and you can see the arrow as well. I'm just going to bring the camera down a little bit to show this a little better. You can see the red light is over there, red light is over there. This is so beautiful, isn't it? The way it recognizes the traffic lights. Now, when the car starts to move, our car will move as well, because there is a follow car in front of us, but it will not take this turn because it will ask you to take over. It will say, oh, I can't do it. So I'll have to manually go and turn. So a left turn it won't take, a right turn it won't take. So these are the things that you will not get even if you have a full self-driving package. So at this time, these are the things that you do actually get. Lane keeping is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, but that you will get with just Autopilot, and you don't need the full self-driving package nor the enhanced Autopilot package. I'm going to show you what the merge onto lanes as well as overtaking cars. I'll show you that in just a bit, because that you will get with enhanced Autopilot. The $5,100 package will give you the merging into cars or merging into lanes even when you're on Autopilot. So when you're on Autopilot, if you put the indicator to the left to change to the next lane, the car will automatically look for cars behind you, look for cars in front of you, and change the lane, which is super, super cool to experience. I'll show that in just a bit. Okay, let's enable Autopilot. I want to turn to the right lane and see the car is actually moving. I'm not changing the lane. It actually changed lane by itself. I have set it to ask for confirmation before it changes lanes, but you can set it to not ask for confirmation as well. So that is possible too. Now, let's say I want to change to this lane. I'm merging into traffic. Okay, it looks for cars behind me and it merges absolutely brilliantly. There is a car on the other lane, so it won't go to the rightmost lane or the fast lane as of yet, because there is a car, and you'll have to again re-engage Autopilot. So it is a safety feature that Tesla has programmed. Now let's go to the other lane. Let's click that. It puts the blue line comes up and it goes to that lane. That is super cool indeed. That is super cool indeed. Now I want to keep to the speed limits, so I might just come back to this lane. Again, I am not changing the lane manually. It is doing it by itself. I'm only keeping the hand on the steering wheel because it is a safety feature. You do need to keep your hand on the steering wheel and not let the car do things by itself. So this is what I meant by overtaking and changing lanes. So if there is a car which is going very slow in front, let's say there's a P plater, there's a 100-kilometer-hour road, and the P plater is probably going to do 80 or something, or there's an L plater who's probably driving slowly, the car will ask you, there is a slow car in front of me, can I overtake and re-merge? And it will do it. It will do it by itself. Because I've set as I need to have confirmation before you do the lane change, it will do that and change lanes by asking me to confirm it by pushing down the stalk or pressing on the accelerator slightly to do that maneuver. But it is a super cool functionality. Now V12 or version 12 has dropped to a select few non-Tesla employee customers. And in the recent earnings call, Elon has promised that it will drop for a lot more American customers in the next few weeks. Right, I thought I'd show you navigate on Autopilot. I have a destination set. I'm going to go to Dapto Mall here in Illawarra. Right now I'm on the Princess Highway. There's a small little bug which has not been fixed with our Autopilot software. I have to take the right and merge onto the right, but for some reason, our Teslas seem to want to put a left indicator over here. For some reason, you see that, oh, the right indicator has been applied. Okay, that's pretty good. Change lanes, and then I'll hit the next one more time to see if it'll change the lanes. It doesn't want to change lanes. Come on, one more time. Yep, there, it's changing lanes. And now I'll have the navigate on Autopilot turned on, which is this button here. And you see the dual line becomes one single lane there, one single blue line. And now it'll do exactly the same that we have experienced in the previous part of this video, where it'll overtake, remerge, the whole works. It'll do all of that. So this is a cool feature. You can see there is emerging traffic from the other lane. There is a traffic on the right fast lane. We are on the leftmost lane. That is a great way of showing. It's quite accurate in the way the car is driving. They're now coming to the center of the road. The way it's doing all that. That is all really cool. Tesla is definitely bar none with these kinds of things. There are a few Chinese companies out there which do have something similar, but Tesla is right up there. The more luxurious OEMs don't seem to get any of this in their cars. Even the lane keeping in some of the more luxury models of cars is on the poor side. Yes, some may argue if you're buying a luxury electric vehicle, you may just want to drive it yourself. But this is by far the best rendition that you can see. It's quite accurate. I really like the way Tesla does these things for sure. Okay, now our exit is coming up in just a bit. Um, Road works from 8 p.m. it says, but we are well within time limits at 7:20 p.m. right now. And because we have the navigation on Autopilot turned on, and you see the map is starting to zoom up to show the exit that's coming up, and you'll notice that the indicator is automatically applied. This is the indicator stock. I'm not going to touch it. Indicator's turned on. I am not taking this exit. It's taking the exit by itself. I'm ready to intervene at any time. But it takes the exit and it says stopping for traffic control. I want to take right to go into to Dapto Mall. Although there is a red, it most of the time won't be able to take this right. We will see. We will give it a shot. We will see. There is a car behind me. I'm going to intervene immediately if I notice that the car is doing something silly. Let's give it a bit of a nudge. No, it wouldn't. So I'm going to take that and take that right manually. So these are the things that Tesla Autopilot has at this time. Lane keeping is amazing. Straight roads, highways, motorways, it's all really good, but it wouldn't take right angle right turns nor right angle left turns at this time. So that is something that you need to consider and see if you're happy to pay $10,000 or even the $5,100 for EAP at this time. Okay, now just to show you the summon feature, I have my Tesla app open here. You can go into summon and it's saying connecting, as you can see there. Okay, connecting first, and it says go to target. I can click on go to target. Let's see. Yeah, go to target, press and hold. Yeah, it's starting to take the car out there. You can see it's starting to move there, and it'll find a path to come to me. It says release to stop. I'm just not going to release there. You can see it is still doing that, and it is taking a path there. You see, it is quite cool to watch the car trying to find a path towards me. It's saying stop. It's saying summon complete. Now, come on, let's try this one more time. I can change this to come to me instead. So I'll say come to me. Let's try come to me one more time. There you go. Come to me. Release to stop. Yeah, there it is starting to come towards me. As cool as it is to watch it, yeah, as cool as it is to watch it, it is not the most easiest way to have this done. There you go. It is pretty cool to watch, isn't it? So there you go. It's taking that sort of a curved path, but it is pretty darn cool to watch. There you go. It is there. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And it says summon complete. That is it. That is pretty darn cool to watch, isn't it? Right, this is the most important thing about this video because this will help you choose between buying or not buying FSD here in Australia in 2024 because this is a tweet thread or an X post. It's now called X, formerly known as Twitter. And this is the tweet that I made on Whole Mass Catalog's post. If you didn't know who Whole Mass Catalog was, this is Omar, and he makes amazing videos of FSD beta. And right now he has the V12 or the version 12 of the FSD beta, and he's probably one of the few non-Tesla employees who has FSD beta at this time, and his video is amazing. But I made this post on that saying that so many of fellow Aussie and New Zealanders have sent real dollars to Tesla by buying FSD package over the years from 2016 all the way till today, but the radio silence on the Australian FSD is a little disappointing, and we wish to have at least a ETA. Now, I wished to have a reply from Elon, but of course that is not what happened. But I had a great amount of engagement with loads and loads of people sharing a fair bit of things. And this one particular thing from Steve is most interesting, I must say. So Steve said, I put together some information in relation to this. In my previous reply, I have made I may have been very optimistic with an estimate of 2025 to see FSD in Australia, and a short thread is what is linked here. Now, the long and short of this thread is important, and I'm going to go through some of the salient features. He says Australia is a member of the UNECE GRVA group, or GRVA group, which has about 45 members. And you can see Grok has put through a search. Grok is X is AI, and he has put through a search, and Australia is right on top below Albania. And these GRVA group meet about 4 times every year. If you go into their website, you can see they were started in 2018, in February of 2018. And the things or the activities under their purview is functional requirements for automated vehicles of FRAV, validation method for automated driving, event data recording, data storage systems for automated driving, and cybersecurity over-the-air issues. I'll leave a link to this particular article in this post as well as in this video. You can read it in its entirety, but you can see that they only meet about 3 or 4 times a year. In 2023, they met in March, September, and in November of 2023, and it looks like they are dragging their feet, as Steve has mentioned that they can't even agree on how many working groups there should be. It says 0.7 in this thread. 0.7, some contracting parties' views were divided if the work on regulations for ADS should be organized within 1 working group or in 2 working groups. So this is where we stand. Our regulation bodies, which also includes the UK for that matter, are dragging their feet. There is an update to this. There is an update to this where we have found that in Europe, things may be moving forward. So if that is the case, it may percolate to Australia as well. And I'll put that here. And perhaps we may see some sort of change coming through. But I do not expect to see anything before the end of 2024. Or even spilling on to 2025 as well, before we see anything of value coming to our shores. And this is my personal thought based on all of these conversations and all of the waiting that I've had, and going through multiple threads, and including the post that Steve had linked here. It may not come. Now, how easy is to get FSD beta or EAP after the fact, after you buy the car? It is super easy. If you go into the Tesla app, and if you go into upgrade section, you just have to click on or slide there, and you'll get EAP or FSD depending on how much you're willing to pay. So you can get it after the fact as well. maybe it is something you want to do. You want to wait and watch. You want to see if FSD or EAP has more functionalities coming to our shows. If that is the case, you may be interested in getting this. If you are in that, go for it. You can get FSD or EAP after you buy the car, and you don't have to add that to the front end of your cost and pay extra with your insurance or extra with your monthly payments if you're taking a loan for your car. So that is that, and that is where we stand. So, final thoughts. If somebody asks me which EV to buy, I lean towards Tesla. Although I love the BYDs, of the MG4s, even the GWM Aura out there, because it may be useful for some folks who are cost averse, or maybe it's the first ever vehicle for a teenager that they're going to buy. These vehicles are amazing. Even in the semi-luxury segment and the sedan segments, the BYD Seal is a great vehicle. The Ioniqs, all of them, Polestars, I love these vehicles. But as a whole experience, Tesla still rules the roost. But when they ask me, do I have to buy FSD or EAP? I say do not buy them at this time. The reason being, 1, you can add it after the fact. 2, we do not know what the timeline is. And 3, is it really worth it? Particularly if you're buying the Model 3, you may not get some of the features that is available in the Model Y as well, even at this time in your Model 3. So perhaps you can save the $10,000 and add it after the fact. That is my recommendation. But leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you want to know more details about some of the features that I showed you, if you want to know more things, I can make few shorts or even smaller posts and post that here. Leave your thoughts. I'd love to chat and get your opinions as well. Please do share this video to all the folks who are out there who are looking to buy a Tesla and are undecided on the FSD EAP. And if you like this video, a thumbs up to this video as well as a subscription to the channel will be amazing. I'll see you guys very soon. This is National Tesla in the Gong signing off. Peace.